Sharp Customs, we are rolling on a Friday night. We should be sitting here smoking and drinking, but no, we're doing a video for you guys, man. We are doing a video for you guys, and yeah, we're gonna take our Friday night festivities, and we're gonna pause that, and we're gonna do a video for you guys. Why? Because we can. That's why. So we're starting here on the workbench. Yes, it doesn't look like much of a workbench. Notice, look at this, eh? I was looking at this earlier, and I was like, look at all these soldiers, eh? Look at all these soldiers, eh? We got all these soldiers. We buy these, buy like the 4-pack. I'm not going to shine it at the camera, you know, but they're just LED flashlights, and man, we use these things. If you hold the button, look, you get the red light. If you click it again, you get the old flashy red light. And what we do is, I'm going to go around the camera girl. We set them right here in the window when we're shooting a video. Tonight we didn't, because we don't really expect anybody. But we're going to go back to the bench. At least, you know, it's, what time is it? Let me see. Let me check one. Oh, it's like 9:30. Most people are at home watching the hockey game, obviously. You know, Panthers, Oilers. That's where everybody is right now, man. No, us? No, we're not watching the hockey game, man. We're shooting a video. That's what we're doing. But I would have liked to see the, you know, the pre-game show, which was, you know, Triumph and another band. I would have liked to have seen that, but I don't think there was one Canadian channel that, yeah, they didn't even broadcast that. And I was like, oh, boo, I guess I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow for somebody to upload it on YouTube, you know, so I can watch it. That's kind of crazy, I thought, you know, like Triumph being a, you know, Canadian band, and not one Canadian channel even picked it up to watch it. Like, that's pretty sad. That's all I got to say about that. That's pretty sad that not one Canadian channel picked it up to watch the pre-game, you know, ceremonies before the Oilers and the Panthers #2 game tonight. Let's move on. We're gonna talk impellers. Impellers, yes, jet boat. Impellers, look at these. They're all over. So I've been 3D printing these. A lot of these ones are big ones. A lot of them are the same. They're these ones. And what I was trying to do, yeah, there's quite a few of this style here. This is my favorite style, believe it or not, because there is so much blade overlap. The problem with these is how thin they are. And I discussed this in a previous video, how I would take one of these and I would knife it, and then I would hot glue these wings, you know, on top of another one. And because this is, it's my favorite, it's kind of my favorite impeller because of the overlap. But at the same time, I'll show you another impeller. So see this, see the cone in the center. Pretend the blades don't exist. Look at the cone. So you've got this real smaller piece here, and then it gets fat at the top. And the way my brain perceives it, as this thing is turning and it's pushing water, you know, up through the blades, because the cone gets bigger at this end, where it's, you know, this is the in, this is the out. So when I see the cone, I just assume that the water is, you know, the blade's wider at this end, at the low end, and thinner at the top end. So therefore, I just assume, or, you know, theory, I guess, it's compressing, you know, the velocity of the water exiting the jet pump. Whereas when I look at this one, and it's more of a just a cylinder. It's like, okay, well, it's just a cylinder, but the volume, so I think a volume of water stays the same. Is, you know, and I always think of like, what is the difference between, you know, volume versus compression, you know, all that stuff to do with the way the water comes out. And the only way that I will ever really know is by doing many. So I've probably printed out, I kind of tried to calculate it out tonight, and on the printer I've probably printed out close to, you know, 50 or 60 impellers. I'm going to show you these. I did 3 yesterday, pours of aluminum. Dud. You can see this is kind of, so it gets poured from this end, and you can see I've got my vents, I've got my toppers. I even put a vent right to the bottom, and it's like it missed the, what I call the wings, you know, the blades. I'm just thinking stuff gets stuck in the plaster, whether it be ash or whatever, from trying to burn out the PLA. Well, here's another one. Here's a 4-blader. And yeah, there was a lump there. That could have just been like a piece of the plaster falling out. I do them different. Like this was a full core pour. It had this, so this little lump here, it actually had 4 of them. I broke the other ones off just so I could look at the aluminum. I like to look at the aluminum to see how kind of porous it looks after the pour. Porous after the pour. But yeah, these ones, they'll get melted back down. So I did, out of the 3, I did these 2. This was the one I was shooting for, which was, like I say, the big overlap. Obviously this is big. This is like 55 millimeter, 56 millimeter. These were for the other pump. Now I'm running a 40 millimeter. So I print out at about 45 millimeter because I know the aluminum shrinks and sometimes there's issues. And this one is not perfect. You know, let's get some little nicks and stuff around the edges, but I finally got one of my, you know, impellers with the big overlap, and I can't wait to try this one in the jet boat. And because right now I'm running one very similar to this, so as you can see, not much or very little. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to move?
Quit moving shit around.
Yeah, not very much overlap here. This one still needs sanded, as you can see. This is a raw, kind of a raw casting. It's been turned on the lathe, but it still needs sanded. You know, all these little bumps you see, that would have been an air bubble. You know, you see that more prominent on these other old, you know, any of these ones that look like a bubble. Oh, there's a big one. Yeah, those would have been air bubbles, because you got to remember this was sitting this way, and then when I pour the, you know, the plaster in, and of course I tap it and I shake it, and I don't use a vacuum chamber because those bubbles, you know, you think about it, that's pretty easy to cut off with a saw. Or there's another bubble right there. They're pretty easy to file off and whatnot. That's like this one. You know, I spent, oh, I don't know, maybe, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes just with my arsenal of small files and stuff. But this is it's definitely a usable impeller. I can't wait to try it. And then, because really what I'd like ultimately, here's another one. This one's way different. Now I I poured this one many years ago, and I did use this one. It's a 5 blade. It has, I would say, zero overlap. If anything, it's got less than overlap. But this one actually worked very good. And if you look at the, if you compare like the pitch, so when I say pitch, I mean this angle. If you kind of compare that, this has way less. This is probably about 20, I'm going to say 25 degrees. If you were to lay this flat on a table, put an angle on it, it's about 25 degrees. Most of the ones I'm doing at the moment, they're about 30 degrees. They're all pretty consistent. But I like to have this arsenal of, like I say, and then I take old ones like this, and what I'm using them for is, well, look at this one. This one's got plaster all over it. It's just one I stuck on the shaft. I use it as my mixer to mix first my fiberglass mulch, and then my plaster, that I cast all these in. And yeah, this worked freaking awesome, man. This is a 4-blader. It's plastic, plastic bucket. I use it on the end of the drill. As my mixer, and it works freaking awesome. It just chews up the fiberglass, it chews up the plaster. So let's get away. Oh, by the way, the printer is printing another impeller. So if I had to put a count, I'm gonna say we're probably in the area of about 60 printed impellers I've gotten. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. You could kind of count this one. It's a 2-blader. So that's 5. I got 1 in my jet boat I'm using now. That's 6. And I've got a 4-blader in the other jet boat. So that's 7. So if you take the count, like I say, about 60 that I've tried to cast, 60 and 7, you're in about a 25, somewhere between 25-30% range of getting one. Those odds are, I'd be better off buying a lottery ticket, or maybe getting struck by lightning. Let's go over to the other table, man, because I got something very cool to show you. Yes, oh look, it's a GT40. It's that dilapidated GT40 body that I did that I'm thinking I'll probably never use it. But look at those wheels. Check out those wheels. Are those wheels not gorgeous? Those are aluminum, chrome-plated wheels with gold anodized center inserts. They are a 3-piece wheel. I'm going to pull the body off. It's spectacular. Now, this is not mine. This is a friend of mine. You've seen his stuff before. And this is his new chassis. I just stuck this body on here, just so you could see kind of what he's doing, because that's what he's putting on it. He's putting on the first, the Golf kind of painted theme GT40. He's got that beautiful green GT40. He's local here to where I live, and yeah, he decided he was gonna kind of redo his first GT40. So we'll take this body off, because this body is just, it's beat up. It needs a ton of work. Maybe one day I'll do something with it. And I know in many other videos I said the same thing. Maybe one day I'll do something with it. But check out this chassis, man. Oh, ding! Fries are done. The printer is done. We'll go check that out after we check this out. But But yeah, little skinnies. These are solid front rubbers, but they are a three-piece rim. You know, the outer side, the inner side, the center section. This thing is just gorgeous. He made these. I'm gonna point this out. He made these the wheel hubs to fit these rims, a little extended. Obviously, the spindles are bought. Same as the control arms. They're bought. Most of it is 10th scale. Believe it or not, most of it is 10th scale RC stuff. And he builds it into kind of quarter scale form. Yeah, doesn't need much of a servo for the steering, you know, and it's electric. He's running the Spectrum. He's got the electric motor under one of my 3D printed 427s, which he did the ball of snakes, as you can see. And yeah, I'm not sure what the gearbox is. It's some plastic thing. I mean, he run it, and it worked okay. But, you know, and he's got a brushless conversion motor underneath the 427 fakie. But these rear wheels, they are very, you know, they got a pretty solid insert. Nice rubber. These so the wheels, I just wanted to put it out there. They came from G Mosey Direct with a Z, which is an Australian-based eBay site. Not cheap, not cheap by any means. You know, these set of wheels are going to run you, you know, they're going to run you about 700 USD. That's rims, rubber. You know, you can make the guy an offer. All his eBay listings say, you know, the price or best offer. So you can do that. But he's working on the body as we speak right now. I know he's sitting in his little garage over where he lives, and he's probably sanding, you know, he's sanding putty on the GT40 body that fits on this chassis. Not that body. He's got his own body, but he redid the frame. You probably don't remember, but I did show it, and it had a plastic, kind of what you call a pan frame. He recreated this chassis, you know, bent it, put all the lightning, that's what we call it, put all the lightning holes in it. Big holes, little holes, there's holes all over the place. Thing weighs nothing. Thing weighs like maybe 7 or 8 pounds. Probably be about 14 pounds all total, 14, 15 pounds once he gets a battery pack and the body. I love those wheels. That's all I can say. I do love those wheels. I have a hard time forking out that kind of money for wheels like that. But anyhow, now we're gonna jump over here. We're gonna jump over to the coupe, because I finally got that body. Get that body all kind of cut, trimmed. Got the windows cut out. Got a hood made. I got a grill made, and it's looking pretty good. I was gonna put the fuel tank in it earlier, and yeah, I forgot. I was gonna run this thing here tonight. I was just gonna kind of do some drag racing here in the garage. But you know what happened last time I was pissing around in the garage? You got to see that. I broke the straight axle. We've got the new straight axle in it. The hood and stuff is just sitting here. And I'm working on, I think I'm going to go with the fenders. The running boards, the fenders. I just think it will look so, you know, so nice with the fenders. You know, I don't want the whole I don't know. I'm so undecided when it comes to these projects. I just don't like to duplicate the same thing over and over. So I want to do something just, you know, I've done 3-4 coupes, all kind of similar, you know, with the engine and the blower and the pipes and all that stuff. And this one, I just kind of want to do something different. I'm thinking the fenders on this widen out. I did a measurement, and so the fenders I'm getting ready to lay out. Hopefully I'm going to attempt to lay them up tonight. I wanted to do them last night, and life gets in the way. Let's just put it that way. But they're about 2 3/4, so they come to about here, which means I gotta add a little over an inch to those fenders to get it to, because I want the fenders overhanging the wheels. So about 1.5 inches in the rear and about 1 inch in the front. But I think it will be a, yeah, they're going to look a little fat. They're definitely going to look a little fat, but I think it'll look cool. And the body is, the back is sitting right about where it will be. The front firewall here needs to be cut just a little bit to drop the front, probably about 1/2 inch or so. Kind of gotta watch, because you know the way it's sitting, right about there. The way it's sitting, if I drop the front roughly 1/2 inch, that means that my the front grill piece gets closer to the ground. So I kind of got to watch that, but I don't even know kind of where this front grill piece is going to sit, because the front fenders that come swooping up over the front, they actually incorporate this piece of fiberglass that comes around the front, that this piece actually kind of sits in it. So I'm not going to know anything until I get the fenders and the running board section fiberglassed up. It does look good. Let's see, I've got all these bits and pieces in here now. All these side panels. So that's the full side panel there, but the shock tower kind of, as you can see, it kind of gets in the way. So I've got an old cracked one that's cracked. You can see it's cracked. It was warped and I kind of bent it, but you know, when you put this one up there, it kind of looks good, I think. You know, and then when the fenders come up over here, now that's another thing. I don't know what this little shock tower, I don't know how that's gonna kind of be incorporated in with the fenders. But yeah, I kind of like the whole enclosed look. Not crazy about the 100 million louvers on those panels. But yeah, like I say, we're kind of going. If we were going for the vintage modified, we would go fenderless. But I'm thinking I want to do one of these with fenders. But yeah. So there you go, a little update. We're going to come over here because we got number, I don't know. We got number something. Old man Max having a little snooze. Oscar having a little snooze. We got number, let's close this because it's not noisy, but yeah, here we go. Another impeller. Yeah, as you can see, it's got all the, it's got the support. We just peel it off. It's gonna go all over the. You just snap all this stuff off if you got good strong thumbnails. Which, you know, this one I don't. That one was wounded a long time ago. It's getting there. It's almost in the bucket. But yeah, so I've already done this impeller. I wanted to print out another one. Just, I like having different, I like having them available. It's about 45 millimeter. And the reason I do them bigger, because I'm only running about a 40 millimeter pump, the reason I do them bigger is because the aluminum shrinks, and then I also like to have a little extra meat to spin in the lathe. But yeah, yellow's here, yellow. Oh, it's a different color. Yes, yellow. Yellow stands out. These ones are all much bigger. Probably never going to use those for anything, but yeah. So this one's pretty much the same as this one, and you can see how much it actually gets, gets turned down, because it's, like I said, it shrinks a bit in the aluminum, and then I also spin it down. I'm spin it down to about 41 millimeter. The pump, I believe the pump chamber, if I was to measure, is about 42 millimeter. So technically in the spin we're about a half a millimeter. I know that's all mumbo jumbo to most people. Sometimes it's mumbo jumbo to me. But here's our fender section. Whoa, almost spilt that. That wouldn't have been good. Fresh batch of resin. But yeah, here's my fender section. And I don't need much of this. I don't really need any of the center section. I just want the fenders, the running boards, the front fenders. I got this front section here where the grill. Yeah, I know it's hard to kind of see because it's upside down. But I've also got this rear. See the rear fenders? They kick back, and then I've got this rear tail pan, which I'm gonna lay up the majority of it. I'm not gonna do all this center section because I don't need any of it. I don't need any of the center section. Even though I gel coated it, I might put one layer just so I pull it as one piece, and then I'll slice and dice it, and I'll chop it up. But yeah, and I had a few requests for some more of these coupes, and I just got some fresh requests for more GT40s, and it's like, oh really? The GT40s, man, the molds have been like buried. The molds have been buried for months upstairs, and it's like, and then all of a sudden I get these, just out of the blue, I get these inquiries, and it's like, oh man, like, I don't mind fiberglassing. My fingers have become, they've become one with the itch. That's all I'm gonna say. They have become one with the itch. Same as my arms. The fiberglass does not. You do it for a few years, fiberglass, you become numb to the whole, picking at the, picking between your fingers at the itches. But yeah, there you go, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to get this fender section, man. I'm probably going to stay up all night tonight to get this laid up, because I want to show you guys that 34 with the wide wheels, with the fenders. Obviously I'm going to have to do some slicing and dicing, and widen up the fenders, but that's what I'm going to do. That's kind of the road I'm going down, and I can't wait to show you guys that. And the paint theme already stuck up here, and yeah, there you have it, man. Shub Customs. I know I bounced around the garage, but you know the routine, man. Comment. I love you all. I'm not gonna say it. Peace. I'm out.